fortified military fortress in the heart of Caracas to bring outlaw dictator Nicolas Maduro to justice.
Trump and the US government's main interest in Venezuela is the 300 billion barrels of oil the country contains. It has nothing to do with narco trafficking or lack of democracy in the Maduro government. And this was confirmed by Trump's violation of international law by violating the airspace of a sovereign nation and storming into the vaults of a fortified military facility and kidnapping President Nicolas Maduro and his wife in the dead of the night and taking them to a US vessel for transportation to the US to face trumped up charges ranging from narco trafficking to possession of harmful weapons against the US.
It has zero chance of ever coming back. We'll run it properly. We'll run it professionally. We'll have the greatest oil companies in the world go in and invest billions and billions of dollars and take out money, use that money in Venezuela. And the biggest beneficiary are going to be the people of Venezuela.
The US, by kidnapping President Nicolas Maduro, has now morphed from imperialism to colonization. For Trump has declared that Venezuela will be taken care of or governed by Secretary of State Marco Rubio and the Secretary of War. So it is essentially a colony of the US. There's no timelines on when the colonization will last, and the US will mainly be in charge of extracting the oil resources and taking the oil resources for themselves and leaving a little of it for the people of Venezuela. And this is a dangerous trend considering that the US, being a superpower, is also the custodian or the police of international law observance in the world. If the US is breaking international law by violating the sovereignty of democratically elected governments and even having regime changes in these countries, it only means that the world will be in chaos as other lesser, mightier countries follow suit. And we have seen countries in Europe and the Americas are not happy with the turn of events. Well, the US can claim that it's being governed by the Monroe Doctrine that allows US to have a sphere of influence in the Americas. But the same doctrine does not allow the US to be colonizing, exploiting, and changing the regimes of democratically elected countries or governments. Well, this same script will be used by powers like Russia to bomb the hell out of Ukraine and carve out the country as part of its larger territory stretching in deeper Eastern Europe. The same thing will be used by China to retake Taiwan and make it part of its provinces. And there's no way to stop other rogue dictators across the world to be using the same script to have regime changes or engage in aggressive behavior against their lesser, stronger neighbors. The issue of regime change was one of the reasons that the MAGA movement had campaigned vigorously for Trump. And it seems that Trump is going off script for engaging in regime changes. Trump is behaving like the Bush government of 2003, where they tried and subs- failed in executing a regime change in Iraq. Well, they got Saddam out of power, but they did not know what to do with the country of Iraq, which is still unstable up to today. We even saw the Democrats executing a regime change in the year 2011 in Libya by deposing Gaddafi and getting him assaulted and killed in the streets, where Libya is no longer a stable country today. So essentially, the idea of regime change, the idea of abuse and disobedience of international law has drastic and dangerous consequences to the world. Well, it's a matter of time before Trump comes back to a rule based order and enter into proper and sober governance of Venezuela. That is all. Kindly like and subscribe this channel.